one had moved out before we came. You see, 21, I think it was, that we came in.
Yeah. Well.
And you see, there was pretty well settled before the 16 fire.
Up north of here?
Oh, yeah.
There was people in there?
Yeah, yeah. Now, there was, guess what their names is.
Do you recall the name Hamlin?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was, they had a shack just north off the road that comes out from Park Lake,
yeah,
where the boat slip is there.
Mm-hmm.
You might see it there, the high grass or weeds and that.
Well, did they have any land cleared?
Not of any account.
No. They weren't there very long, were they?
They were gone before we were here, but there was a big family of them.
Was there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, somebody else thought there was only a son and a father, but...
No, there was a...
couldn't remember.
I don't know, there was, how many children, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But there was quite a family.
Mm-hmm. Do you recall the people they called the Buffaloes?
Yeah.
Or hearing about them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was in here then.
Yeah. Do you know anything about them? What were they doing? Anything?
They had an option on the timber from the driftwood side roads right through to Park Lake.
The driftwood side road, that'd be, you mean?
Well, the highway.
Yeah, from the highway right
on the
down,
12 and 1 concession.
right to Park Lake.
And they had the main building was on Lot 5. That was their headquarters.
Lot 5 of Cohoon, or?
Yeah.
Do you recall anything about, were you ever up to see the building?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
There was one time they had the Christmas concert here in the church. And I was working on the syndicate then.
That's Fisher Syndicate.
Yeah. It was for my brother. And that would be about 23, I guess. Or so. And they come home, and we hadn't went to bed after that. And the one guy came back out. They had been down to the Christmas tree and taken back, and the now just his name I don't know, but he was the head of the outfit. And he was loaded. He had a couple of knives and a couple of guns.
What was he going to do with them?
He's about to see who couldn't get the doctor back there. There was a doctor at Hunter. Lang was his name. He was the doctor for the...
Was he living in Hunter?
Lang?
Yeah.
He was on the transmission line.
Oh, I see.
And he was a doctor for the company. You know?
Because they were just building it at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's... And I hooked up the horses and took him back there to through the night, you know. It'd be around, I suppose, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock when I left there, and took him back, and they said he had leakage of the heart.
How'd you get up there? Did you go down the township line, or did you go up by the what they called the 6th sideline?
No, we went round by the park there.
Yeah.
And they had the road out too. I don't know, sometimes they had, used to come in around by blackbirds there, aces. And circle, you'd come out on top of the hill there. And
follow the ridge?
Yeah, and then go in on the ridge and back out around. Now, I just, at that time, I don't know just which way we went, but I think it was pretty well straight up. But used to go back, the road went behind the old office there. So
the trail was good enough to take horses?
Oh, yeah, they had a team of their own.
Yeah.
They had a team, but they didn't know nothing about cutting wood or nothing, you know.
I understand they didn't stay very long.
No.
What were the buildings like? Were they just log?
No, some of them were lumber.
Yeah, and they had a mill.
Yeah, they had a mill at the around about where the boat slip is there.
Yeah.
On Park Lake.
They had the mill on Park Lake, but they lived on Lot 5?
Yeah. They intended to take pulp out, and they were just going to, but they were, seamen on the Great Lakes. They were all connected with the boats on the lakes, but they didn't know nothing about bushwork, you know.
Do you remember any of the Hungarians that came in around the 1930s?
Oh, yeah.
Do you recall any of the names or anything?
Oh.
There was, do you remember Stan Labrinsky?
Oh, yeah. He just died here
Yeah.
shortly.
He lived up here till the 1950s, didn't he?
He came in early.
Yeah.
He was shortly after the war, I think.
The first war.
No, second.
Second war.
Yeah. Now, he could have been in before, but he had a son in the war, Freddie, and he's living in Toronto there now. He always sends me a card as a rule at Christmas. And then there was Schultz.
Yeah, they all lived on 10 and 11.
That was mostly Slovaks. That was on 10 and 11. The Hungarians, they were back on the 12 and 1.
Did those Hungarians, they all come in as a group?
Oh, just...
Yeah, or did...
No, you know, one come and then there'd be two of the other ones. And
so they're maybe all related or from the same
No, they were no relations. No.
Do you recall a name but Christian?
Yeah.
Do you remember one of them living at Skelton's? One of the boys staying at Skelton's?
Yeah.
And he went to school in Hunter?
Yeah, he went to school in Hunter. And then there was a John. He lived in where Brownie is there now. And then he moved up on Headley's lot across from old George there. He lived there. And he had one little girl.
That's not Illish.
Eh?
Illish? I-L-L-E-S?
No.
No?
Majoris.
Majoris, oh yeah.
And Illish was up on the hill there before you come to the park.
Well, did one of the Majoris kids stay down here at Skelton's too?
No, I think she went from there.
She walked down.
Yeah. An awful nice... They claimed that she was one of the nicest girls that ever went to school down. They said that when she left, there wasn't a dry eye in the school.
Oh, the boys must have been.
No, but the girls...
Eye on it.
No, there's the girls too. Everybody. No, everybody. Got an awful lot of them. As far as I know, you know, I might meet her on the road and I wouldn't know her, you know, but as far as I know, she was an awful nice girl. Anybody got hurt or that, she was right there to sympathize with them.
Do you remember any sawmills up there? Shires or Devolans having a sawmill?
Oh, yes.
Do you know where it was?
Blackburns, they had a sawmill up there.
They had one?
Yeah.
Was that on the 10 and 11?
No, it was on the, back towards the 2 and 3.
It was back up there, eh?
And there is a sawmill, there's quite a, Devolan had a sawmill at the far end of Upton Lake.
Upton Lake.
On the west end.
Yeah.
There's still sawdust and that. And I think he had another mill on the east end of Sand Lake.
Sand Lake.
Well, no, maybe just a camp.
Yeah, because there's a building, like there was evidence of a building around there, but nobody knew what it was. But somebody else thought it was a camp, too.
That's on the east end of Sand Lake. Yeah, I think it's just a camp.
And Ace Blackburn had a lot on, I think it was concession 3 Cohoon, so that must have been where they had their mill.
Yeah, Blackburn's never drawed I don't think they drawed any logs out of there.
No?
No, they sawed them right there. And Devolin had a mill there. Whether that would be the one on the Upton Lake now, I wouldn't know.
Yeah. No, I think his was on Upton. What did they do with the wood? Like the lumber?
took it down to 14.5 and shipped it.
They shipped the lumber from 14.5?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh? Who to? Who'd they sell it to?
Well, I think mostly went to the mines.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And the people that just sold the pulpwood, who did they sell it to?
Well, the pulpwood, there's old Dave Cheney, and...
Was he in Cochrane?
Yeah, yeah. He had the... he started the bottling works there in Cochrane.
Oh, yeah. The one that...
And then there was Hartford. I don't know who he was buying for. There's old Dave that put the spur in at 14.5 here. That's just where the highway, the old highway crosses the railroad.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't there a store at 14.5 at one time?
Oh yeah, 2 of them.
2 of them?
Oh yeah.
Who owned them?
Now I don't know what, but it was Chartwell that had the main store.
Uh-huh.
There was another fellow there that...
Had another one?
Yeah, and they had a blacksmith shop.
Blacksmith shop too?
Oh yeah.
Well, was there a community there?
Well,
or just the stores?
The stores, and there was a few old shacks, and one thing and another around there. And it was down there where old Acel Forsyth and I don't know whether it's Dana Connor or Conley. He used to live on the from Frederick House, in on the 8 and 9 here, right in close. They went in there one night to draw pulp, and there was an old stable. And when they went out, they put their horses in the stable. When they went out to get their horses, they were all dead. The 4 horses, 2 teams.
They were all dead?
Yeah.
How?
Somebody had, I seen the thing after, and it looked to me like as though somebody had, there was a lot of, a bit of frozen manure, you know, that hadn't been. And it looked to me like as though they had poured oil or coal oil.
Into their food?
Into the manure.
To the manure?
Into the manure, yeah, and set a match to it.
Oh.
And they smothered.
Oh, jeez.
It was an awful mess there in the morning.
Yeah.
I seen it. They were coming from, they were there with the dog teams from Hunter, getting meat for their dogs.
Did you remember a lot of horses dying from what they call swamp fever?
Well, I don't know whether it was swamp fever or shipping fever.
Shipping fever. Why? Do you think they died from the long trip a lot of them took?
Well, apparently that it even yet exists. Like shipping them in open cars and a long distance, and they take a chill or something.
Because a lot of them came from the west, didn't they?
Oh yes, there were a lot of them coming from the west. It would just surprise a person how many horses came. Now there was old Hogarth, McPhee, Montgomery, and I don't know who else. And they would take in 2 or 3 cars, or maybe or so every fall, and maybe in the springtime. And there'd be around 20 horses in each time.
These are the bush operators. Are these the guys in the bush?
The Montgomery and them? No, they were just dealers.
Oh, they just dealt in horses.
Yeah. Yeah, I lost 1 horse with the fever.
What'd they do?
It
Was
seemed
there
to
any
take
symptoms?
kind of a pneumonia or something. And they'd go off their feet and...
So you don't think it was anything to do with bad water or anything?
Well, it could have been, but it was awful dry that summer. It was the summer that we worked and over at Driftwood and Broad Clay there. There was 22 team on the job, and I don't think there was over 2.